This is absolutely the most gorgeous sight I've ever seen in my life. Just a huge valley. Look at this little waterfall feeding into the lake. The wildflowers. It was gorgeous. made it to the top of Big Bald. 360-degree views. 5,500 feet elevation. Biting cold, but so worth it. Wind chill feels like it's in the teens. No expert, but it's pretty biting cold up here. I think I'm finally to the top of Unaka Mountain. It was a tough climb. Going through this pine tree corridor here. Had 1,200 feet of elevation gain in just 2 miles. It was long and drawn out. But should be going downhill most of the way with a couple little ups and downs. Might have a view over there at Beauty Spot, as this section is called. If it weren't so foggy and poor weather. Day 2. Looking at the beautiful sunrise here in Grayson Highlands by the Thomas Knob Shelter. That's Mount Rogers over there, that ridge. Top of that ridge. We're not going to go up that. I've been up there before. It's just a thick pine forest. No views. We had to come down 1/10 of a mile by this fence line just to get some water from the spring. Right. This is what happens when you feed ponies. They don't leave you alone. Gavin gave this pony some almonds. Now it thinks that he's its mama. This is the perfect fire. With all the pine cones laying around and all the pine needles. Add a lot of fuel to the fire. All that resin, very flammable. So I'm in my home for the night, the Iron Mountain Shelter. Getting close to Lake Watauga. Got my stuff hanging up to dry. It's raining, as you could hear. It's what you gotta deal with when you're out here on a section hike. Gotta deal with this nasty weather. Had a lot of snow, now I'm getting some rain. I mean, I've had snow in the past. Up in Grayson Highlands we had snow, but it was beautiful the last 2 days, so hopefully it'll clear up. Forecast is calling for it to clear up tomorrow at least. That's a big one. Laurel Fork Falls. It's beautiful. Yes, quite the sights here on the trail. Never ceases to amaze. This is Jones Falls. I didn't think it would be that big from the pictures, but kind of looks like Falls Creek Falls in South Carolina a little bit. Anyway, a side trail off the AT with this blue blaze, like you see here on the tree to the left, leads to this waterfall. It's only 1/10 of a mile, so I figured it's a good diversion. It's a big one. Probably over 100 feet tall. .8:30 at Middle Prong Wilderness. Green Knob Trail. The sun is setting, so I wanted you guys to see this, because it is gorgeous. We have neighbors behind me, good people. Neighbors in the pine forest behind them. They also seem to be nice people. There's the neighbors. There's a little fire that RV and I got. Keep us warm because it's chilly up here. Feels like it's probably around 54 degrees. Mount Hardy, tallest mountain in Middle Prong Wilderness at over 6,000 feet. I think if I remember correctly, it's 6,110 feet tall, but I may be off by a little bit. Anyway, there's my tent. Maybe a good evening. Good evening. To watch the sunset, watch it rise. Always a comfort to have a campfire. The light and the heat. Just very comforting, soothing. Kind of put you in a trance to go to sleep. See the tents over there. There's a deep pool there. Yeah, I like this. That's the way I came down.
It's freezing.
Well,
Got it?
I got your video going.
Alright. It's cold, man.
So I'm over a mile in, been climbing several hundred feet, gotten warmed up, had to shed one jacket, unzip another. Yeah, I'd recommend everyone get out and enjoy a winter hike, especially in the snow if you're up to the challenge and you have the right gear. I'd highly recommend it. For one thing, you get unobstructed views with the leaves being off the trees. If you enjoy solitude, this is the time to be out. As less people are out on the trails, not everybody's prepared to deal with the cold. especially on overnight trips. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have the right gear, unless you want to be miserable all night. But just getting out for a day hike, this is just amazing. I'll let you take a look at this. Winter Wonderland.